So hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today, or should I say this evening, I'm just going to continue on planting a few more modules up of seeds. I've got another 640 cell modules to go there, so there's another good few plants to get going. So yeah, I'd just like to begin by showing you a big bargain that I picked up just yesterday when I was going through the local farmers market. They had a big basket there full of seeds, all labelled 50p each. So I went ahead and I picked up a bunch of good seeds here. Got some decent types of cabbages there, a good selection. Also the same with the cucumbers. I picked up a total of 3 different types. I thought there was 4 different types, but I accidentally bought 2 of the same packet. Some sweet corn for this year, which is ambrosia. Small radishes and a few courgettes. So I'm not going to plant the courgettes, radishes or any of this back row today. I'm just going to get this middle row here planted, just some more turnips, cauliflowers and cabbages, also Swedes, a few lettuces, some kale and some broccoli and some more cauliflower over here. But yeah, so I do need to go out and get some different varieties of broccoli and get those sown as well. Some summer and some autumn cropping varieties. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that, guys, and I'll just give you a quick update at the end, and I'll also show you where I put all these seeds to germinate and get going. So I'll see you guys in a little bit when I'm finished. Alright guys, I just finished planting up these seeds in these trays now. I decided to plant another tray of turnips over here, a tray of swede here. In this tray here there's cauliflowers. This tray here I planted up 4 different types of cabbages, 4 that I showed you earlier. In this tray here there is, what was in there? Oh yeah, broccoli and some kale. And then finally in the last tray over there I planted up some spring onions. So the last step I gotta do now is just to give them all a good watering in, and then I'm gonna pop them in the grow room, and I'll show you guys that grow room just in a minute. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, as promised, I said I'll show you where I germinate all my seeds, my little grow tent setup. It's just basically a standard grow tent that you can buy online. I picked mine up second hand this year, so just for this purpose of germinating seeds, because I didn't really have anywhere that I could control the temperature of properly. So without further ado, this is it. I think it's a 1.5 metre tent by a 1.5 metre tent. I'm not sure if the camera's flickering, it's showing it on the screen. I think that's probably because of the HPS light in there, the way the wavelength is, or the current is put into the lamp to make it work, should I say, sorry. So if it is flickering quite bad when I lift her up like this, I do apologise. But moving on quickly, I'll just show you guys the turnips that we planted together in the last episode have all come up nicely now. I think that's about 2 or 3 days and they've stuck their heads up. In the back there on all the shelving units I have all of the banana slots, and a few of those already started to stick their heads up. Here are just the seedlings, apart from obviously the chard and spinach there, which I think are just on a, sorry it wasn't those, it was the beetroot down here that we planted the other day that are just on to stick their heads up too, so that's the 3-day germination. These are all the seeds that we've only just finished sowing tonight. So we got them all here. We've got some peppers here, which unfortunately took a, sorry not peppers, chilies, which unfortunately they took a tumble off the shelf during the early stages, so we lost most of the plants. I think I've only got 1 or 2 viable ones in there really. Obviously we've got banana slots spares down there. And then in the back over here guys, we've got our pepper plants that we planted I think beginning of February. They're doing really nicely now, as you can see. They're in 9/10 metre pots and they're just starting to bounce back, because I don't know if you guys can see if I extend you, I'm sure you can. Just extend you on the stick and I can take you down. But if you guys can see down there, some of these plants, especially the ones in the back there, the two at the back there, had unfortunately, I think I disturbed the roots a bit too much when I was potting them on out of the seed trays, these ones here. I think I disturbed the roots a bit too much, and that combined with keeping them in a small cupboard with this light up here, this reptile light, proved to be a bit too hot for them, so they wilted a bit, as you can see on these front ones as well. They're still recovering. So they took a pretty hard hit, but I think they're fine. They seem like they're starting to bounce back now, which is good. So we'll keep an eye on them. But just quickly to talk about this tent a little bit more and how I keep the climate controlled in there. I have a digital thermometer down here, which right now is showing it bang on 20 degrees, which is what we want. I think it drops down to about 16 degrees at night, but it stays around 20 degrees during the day. 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there, which is perfect temperature for germinating your seeds. We have a 600 watt HPS lamp bulb, which is obviously what is causing that with the AC current going through that. But yeah, as I was saying, we have a 600 watt there, which is probably overkill. I know it is overkill for these seedlings, but for these peppers it'll help them along a little bit. We've got that running 18 hours a day at the second. It puts out tremendous amounts of heat, so I've got a large extractor fan there which comes out and pulls air directly out just along the floor here, and then I've got a small intake fan down the corner there which pulls air into the tent just to keep it nice and cool. And then in the back there I've got a double, let me see if I can get a shot for you guys. I got a double 600 K wavelength, or 6000 K wavelength grow lights. I think they're 100 watt each, so they're just providing a little bit of more of the blue spectrum, as you can see the difference between the colour of them, just to give the plants a little bit of a boost. I'm also running with a damp towel on top of this light. This is very hot at the minute. It easily boils water once it's got nothing on top of it. So every couple hours I come back, I soak that in the sink, and I bring it back and drape it over the top, just to keep the humidity up in this tent, because like I said, this does put out a huge amount of heat. I mean, it really is hot underneath there. That's why I've got it up so high as well, trying to cut out that heat as much as possible. So yeah guys, that's pretty much my grow tent. Like I said, just plan to germinate the seeds in here, and then once they get up, something like this, I'm going to harden them off and take them outside and pop them in the greenhouse when I can make some space. So yeah, that's pretty much our grow room. A few more days time now, hopefully a lot of these will be up and I can move them outside and I can sow some more seeds to bring into here. So I think that pretty much sums up for this video guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, bye.